We will discuss, as I said, mass consciousness after your break this evening. All right?
Yeah.
Thank you. For now, questions?
I have a question.
All right.
I've been feeling really tired the last 2 weeks. Really tired. Waking up in the morning, not feeling much energy, and I'm wondering if you can tell me what's going on, and if there's something I need to do about it.
All right. Now, first of all, you are well aware that you can very easily tell yourself what is going on. All right? Fair is fair.
Okay.
Now,
One second, Jimmy.
all right. You may immerse yourself in your evening time, if you wish, in a warm solution within your bath of water, eucalyptus oil, and mineral powder containing particularly zinc, some minute amount of magnesium if you can find it. If not, it'll be alright. You may allow yourself to soak for 5 to 10 of your minutes. Do not stretch it out. Get in and out while the solution is still quite warm. Do not make it too hot. Comfortably hot, not too hot. Then you may, after you are dry, face east. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. All right.
Are you being serious?
I am being very serious.
Okay.
It is all right if it sounds silly to you. It is good.
Okay.
It will fill you with the right attitude. Realize silliness is a great energizer. All right?
Fine, okay.
Allow me to say, if you wish, you can do this and simply be silly. Or you can do this and you can, in a sense, allow yourself to open certain energy doors. All right? I will continue. All right? All right. You may keep right on laughing. Thank you. That will energize you as well. You may face east and take 3 deep breaths. Maybe you should all do that. All right. It will be fun. You may, in your mind, with your eyes closed, see the sunrise. Feel its warm rays washing over you. You may then face south. Take 3 more deep breaths with your eyes closed. Feel the expansiveness of plains stretching out before you. The wind, warm and dry and comfortable, again washing over you, through you. You may then face west. 3 more deep breaths. You may think of your ocean, its depths, its coolness. Feel its liquidness. Smell its salt air. One more time. You may turn north. 3 more deep breaths. Feel the ice. Feel the energy and feel the wisdom of the ages. Allow the entire electromagnetic field of the earth to align with you. to align with your North Pole. You may then open your eye and go right on about your business. Now, you may, if you wish, do this exercise totally mentally. So I would recommend the warm bath. 4. Well, at least 3 times, if you wish.
Where do I get these things that you suggest to put the water from? I've never heard of it.
You have never heard of a place which sells those ingredients?
Right.
I do not think so.
Like health food?
Thank you. Please feel free to continue going right on, being as silly as you wish. All right?
Sure, thank you.
Thank you. Question.
Bashar, I had a dream a few nights ago, and I woke up and I had words in my head, and it was, only God gives some seminars like those, only God. And I was wondering if you could tell me, was I going to school or what I was trying to find out?
All right. Lesson number 1. You are interchangeable with the idea of God. Do you follow me?
No, I'm not sure what you mean.
It is very simple. Listen to the words. You are interchangeable with the idea of God.
So I'm a part of God and God is a part of me.
If you wish.
God is all that is.
Yes.
And I'm all that is.
Thank you. You are going to school within yourself. The most important things you can learn. Really anything you can learn, you will learn from yourself. What do you term truths, both mundane and eternal, will all come from your God, yourself. Now, it was, in a sense, that statement, a celebration of that idea of the God within you.
A lot of my poetry is about that.
All right. Thank you. Now, realize then that any time you create those lessons, those dream realities, and realize that you are doing it, well, for you to tell yourself, well, listen, only God can do that. In a sense, you're acknowledging that ability within you. You are telling yourself, well then, I must be God, because I did that.
So am I also telling myself that maybe I should look less for answers outside of myself and more inwardly?
Question. Realizing, of course, I am not ignoring you, but I very literally do not need to answer that.
No, you don't.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goes, as you say, without saying.
Right.
Question.
There's
Although you made me say it, yes.
Another question.
All right.
A friend and I were working together yesterday into the evening doing psychic development exercises. And one of the things was we were perceiving each other's auras and doing healing on each other. And when I was working with her, she saw a blue-feathered being. And I was wondering who that was, if that was one of my guides or what, or was it a nature spirit or what?
It was something along the path of her own choosing, of her own growth. Thank you. Question. Not now. Question.
Bashar, what did you mean by not now, just then?
That being is not at this time open for discussion.
Oh, thank you.
It is her quest. It will be her realization. It will involve her own future choices.
My friend.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question.
Bashar, how did we become created as consciousness?
Right now, you realize the question is couched, as you say, within three-dimensional phraseology. All right, creation is. Existence is. There was no beginning. There is no ending. But in your terms, as you wish to express it, you might think in terms, well, of an imploded explosion. You may consider the division of a cell, causing within itself, within its wholeness, within its unbrokenness, small separations, leading to even smaller separations and divisions, until each cell within the cell, the overcell, can view itself as a separate reality, as a separate consciousness. But as I said, we will discuss mass consciousness after your break. All right? Thank you. Question?
Bashar had a dream the other night in which it seemed like I've spent an incredibly long time trying to figure out how to make a paper mold of a high relief plaster thing. You know, I was figuring out how to carve it, how to put it all together, and I don't see exactly the symbology for it.
You do not see the idea of realizing that your reality itself is just as malleable, just as formable. Now, you can, if you wish, take your reality, your primal energy, the essence and, as you say, stuff of creation, and you can, with it, form a mold. From that idea of a mold, you will always get what? Repetition. All right. Realize you can learn that for you, repetition has in a way become something. Now again, I do not mean it in a derogatory manner, but with reference to the repetition. But it has in a way become beneath your capability to accomplish. You have begun with that idea, with that dream, to emerge from the fixed repetition and manipulation of more dense reality into less dense reality, which does not remain for the same long periods of time within one form, as does what you consider to be denser, three-dimensional reality. Are you following me so far?
I think so.
Do you know so? Go ahead. You tell me.
I feel like I understand what you're saying. I'm still a little confused as to how the less dense part. Are we talking about like the paper mache kind of mold thing now, or thing that was molding?
All right. Now, it is in a way symbolic of the idea of the energy of the denser reality. But the inability to achieve cohesion with your paper mache is trying to tell you that you are now working with material not so likely to be locked into a mold. Do you follow me?
Yeah. But it also seemed at the end that I got bored with the idea of it, because if you're going to put the two things together in order to get them back apart, the shape has to be so simple that it was just boring.
Thank you.
Okay.
That is why you are not able to achieve what is beneath you. Realize that the more elevated you become, the less likely you will want to go back. This goes right on through physical life and into what you call death. The physical world, from the viewpoint of a non-physical being, is in a way really quite boring. When you can create in an instant with your mind, as it were, your thoughts, any reality you so desire. Well, you understand.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Question.
Bashar, I have a apparently very persistent negative thought pattern. Do you have any suggestions about how I might?
Yes. First of all, good choice of word. And, in a way, the key to the door. It is only apparent. All right. I have an apparent negative thought system. Realize, therefore, you are in a way, with that choice of words, in a position to stand back and observe your thought pattern, as it were, objectively. Do you follow me so far?
Yes, I have some difficulty. Sometimes I notice that I've been having it. Sometimes I'm not aware that I'm having it. But I also follow what you're saying. Sometimes I observe myself doing it, and I can correct it when I observe it. But I notice that I've been having it for a while, a lot of the time, before I notice it. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, all right. Now, you are playing a little, as you say, catch-22 with yourself. You are trying to sneak up on your bad side.
Yes.
You can do. Mm-hmm. All right. In that sense, it will always win. You will always find it. Mm-hmm. In that sense, you will lose. Mm-hmm. You always expect it to be there. All right. Realize, as I said, it is that expectation alone which allows it to continue to a degree. Now, really, what you term your negative side in and of itself is not such a bad thing. If you wish to continue to be physical, you need it, you know. It is part of what you are as a personality in this physical existence. All right. If you try to catch it being naughty, it will always act like a spoiled child. Allow it to grow up within you, take its place, right alongside the other grown-up portions of your personality. Invite it in for dinner. That way it will not sneak up on you. You will know when it is coming. He will be ready for it. You will be able to sit down across from it at the dinner table and talk to it leisurely over a nice, enjoyable meal. It will start to talk to you. It will not hide from you. You will not have to play hide and seek.
Should I listen to it?
You should.
Is that because I want to continue to be physical?
In a sense. Now realize, once again, manifestation of what you term negative ego. Simply an opportunity for positive identification, positive integration with all portions of your personality. Negative ego sometimes being one of the hardest, as you say, to swallow. That is all right. Utilize it as a positive opportunity. Once again, realize within true paradox. I love paradox. Paradox, if I may say so, is the mirror of your higher self. You coming out at your best when you observe paradox occurring within your reality. You are being a creator. Really, those two seemingly impossible to coexist ideas, since they exist, cannot be impossible. You are being very creative to allow them to overlap, to be able to perceive both sides. Therefore, as I said, realize the paradox of it is that when you allow each portion of your personality, of your identity, its full recognition, then at that moment you become, well, homogeneous, completely integrated. Recognizing all of the parts allows you to recognize the whole. Will that do? Or would you like to invent a way in which you feel comfortable communicating with what you feel to be your negative side?
Yes.
Go right ahead.
A suggestion now.
Yes. So was I. Now realize that you also have a positive creative side, right or wrong.
Now, right.
Took you a while to think about that. All right, thank you. Therefore, you have every tool you need to invent such a means. Go right ahead. Be creative. Thank you. I'm waiting.
Well, you're asking me now?
Right here. Realize.
Well, what?
Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I'll just say what the thought is.
Thank you.
The thought is, whatever I start, I won't finish.
All right. Realize, as I was about to say, both sides are here right now. They are both listening to you very intently.
So the other side is whatever I'll start, I will finish.
Thank you. Go ahead. They are part of you. You are the integration of both sides.
Mm-hmm.
You can do whatever you wish, anytime you so desire. Realize that when you do nothing or you decide to stop, that in and of itself is a choice. You're not being stopped. You are choosing to stop.
Yeah, I choose to stop because I think I'm not going to get the results I want as fast as I want.
So what? Time does not exist anyway. So what?
Well, then I'd rather do something that gives me faster pleasure. It's called I want to indulge myself.
In what?
Well, instead of going to work, I want to go down the beach, which is what I usually do.
Well, if you do it,
Hmm?
if you do it, then you do it. But what?
Then I go into debt.
Oh, really? A equals B equals C. Are you sure?
I'm not sure.
Are you sure?
Well, that's what's happened. That's what's happened.
All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
You can rearrange the equation.
Oh, you mean I could run on the beach and not go to debt?
Thank you. That in and of itself is a totally separate idea. Has nothing to do with the other idea where you run on the beach and go into debt. Running on the beach and not going into debt is a separate reality. Real life, all you need to do, quite simply, is to imagine and visualize and focus your reality upon that outcome. Allow the details to take care of themselves. They will, you know. You are that creative. Even unconsciously, even subconsciously, especially hyperconsciously.
What's hyperconscious?
Thank you. It is the total, in your terms, total integration of not only all of your, what you term, personality parts, but also all of your lifetime parts, and in very many ways. It is also the sum of your various soul offshoots, both in this dimension and any other dimension you choose to perceive. You are multi-dimensional. Each idea, each thought is its own dimension, its own reality unto itself. Unto itself. And within the framework you have created for yourselves as creators, in that sense, you have made it separate.
Why do some of the thoughts seem to take form and others don't?
Go ahead.
I should breathe more.
Right now. Thank you. You have said, first of all, all right. Now realize that is a very significant moment. That sigh. Do you know that within your medical profession, one of the signs your healers look for in a patient is that first sigh? That means they are beginning to heal themselves. They are taking back responsibility for their reality, for what they have created for themselves. They sit in their sick beds, pondering all that they have done for themselves. And when they arrive at the conclusion that, yes, I have only myself to blame, well, what am I going to do about that then? Yes, I'm the only one who can fix it. Yes, I'd better get back on the job.
Sounds terrible.
Yes, when they say that they are to blame, sounds terrible. But if they should lie there and go, wait a moment, no one else is doing this too. Yes, that means I'm the one totally responsible. responsible. That means if I was responsible for that, I created it. If I created that, I could create something else. I could create something else. That means I can create anything I want to create. I can create anything I want to create. And I can create only positive things. Really? Why not? Why not? Well, what if that negative thing creeps up again? Catches me by surprise! But if I am only creating positive things, then even the existence of my negative ego must, for some reason, have a positive existence. Or it would not be there. If I am a creator, to begin with, and I know I am a positive creation, then all of my parts, even what I term the negative ones, must have a positive reason for being. What do you think about that idea?
I think it's wonderful. And then the next thought I have is, how do I do that?
How do you do that?
What do I do when I hear myself say, "Oh God, I made such a mess. It's going to take me 100 lifetimes or something."
All right. You may allow your imagination to run rampant without necessarily believing that you need to realize any of those thoughts. You can kick yourself around the world without realizing that you have to bring that into your reality. All right. Therefore, that is what I am saying. You can play with your negative side. You can allow it free reign. You, total you, does not have to allow that idea to manifest. You can play with it all you want.
Well, it seems like I've allowed something to manifest.
Yes, you have. All right. But we are now speaking about your here and now.
Right.
Thank you. You may remain, if you wish, here and now. Realize, or do you already realize, that the future is only an illusion?
Yes.
All right. Then you may allow yourself to also realize that the past is an illusion as well. Do you follow me?
Yes.
All right. What is left?
Now. And now may include results of the past, though.
All right. But that is really, if you stop to, well, I'll say, think about it, an impossible statement. Results imply the existence of the past. They do not manifest within your present. The present does not contain the results of the past. Your present contains an idea of the past. Do you follow the difference?
Yes.
Within that idea, you manufacture for yourself the concept of cause and effect. In other words, in your words, results. One leads to the other. A equals B equals C. Well, really, if A is the past and B is the present and C is the future, there is only B. And B equals A and B equals C. But A does not have to equal C. C does not have to equal A, since they both come from B. Since they are both projections from B. They do not have to connect through B. Do you follow me?
Yes.
Will that do?
That helps as an idea. I'm a little nervous about being able to apply that.
All right. Realize one thing. Idea is all the reality you ever experience. all the reality you ever experience. What you are experiencing right now is only an idea, as you say, only. But it is real. Any other idea can become to you just as real as this one seems to be, apparently.
Right. Accept that possibility. And I think it's a possibility, but I still feel stuck in.
All right. As long as you feel stuck, you will be stuck.
How do I get unfeeling stuck?
Do not feel stuck. Oh, is that a drastic oversimplification?
I don't know. I'm going to try it.
Thank you! That is all it takes. Willing to try. But really, be willing to do. You do not have to try. You are a creator. You do not try to create. Look around you! You have created. This is your reality, your universe. You do not try, you created. Realize you cannot stop yourself from creating. You do not have to try. If you feel like you are trying, then all you have done is create the idea that you are trying. That in and of itself is also a creation. Render everything into its primal idea state. Even the idea of trying is only an idea. And if it is only an idea, it is no more, nor less, but no more able to be realized than any other idea. It is only an idea. It is equal to them all. They are all equal. Do you follow me?
Yes, I follow you.
Every idea, every reality has equal potential for existence. Allow the one you desire to manifest. Only allow. Do not try. Allow. Question.
Where do you, as an entity, place your goals for your own value fulfillment?
All right. We have chosen at this time one idea. Well, we have chosen more than one idea, but I will tell you one idea. Allowing you to experience your own creatorhood increases for us within our perception of the universe. I'll say a more harmonious state of reality in which we can further realize our own creatorhood. Do you follow me?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Tell me this.
Pretty good goal.
Question.
Yes. The physical universe seems to be made up of elements. How does your picture of the universe compare with ours in terms of, do you have a periodic table that you use to organize? How many elements have you discovered? Are there any stable transuranium ones? How does your periodic table differ from ours? And anything else you want to throw in that area?
All right. We have included at this time what you might term a few transdimensional elements. We have found there are combinations of energy matrices which bridge from what you term physical reality in a non-physical reality, we can, within certain devices, manipulate, as you would say, this matter. 'Tis in a way crystalline in form. Though, early on, it was more, as you would term, plasma reflecting its true intrinsic ethereal nature. Now, also, we have been able, as you say, to stabilize certain of what you now believe to be unstable elements, but only as we discovered the trans-dimensional matrices was this made more plausible. You will find that your scientists are now close to understanding the basic structures which are shared by universal mass consciousness within your own and our own dimension of reality, at least the portions that we share. Your concept of what you term cork is not yet quite complete, but shall be. If you but shall be within 5 to 10 of your years, at least theoretically, if not applied, you'll find that once you begin to understand the nature of light, the electromagnetic matrix will be able to be used as a tool for discerning the interdimensional nature of some of the elements. You will at that time also begin to explore, if you follow our idea, though you may not, the structure, in a sense, structure of consciousness. This will unlock for you your idea of faster than light, as you say, instantaneous migration within your universal field. You will also find what you may term transpolar elements, in that you will discover ways in which to separate the magnetic poles of each particle, from the essence of that particle, you will then discover methods of maintaining stability within the denser and presently unstable elements. All right, thank you. You may now take your break.
Oh, Bashar.
All right.
You sounded so different when you were giving that answer. Was that you, or were you joined by other entities, or what?
Thank you. Yes. You may now take your break.
Thank you.
All right. We will take a few more separate questions before we all become one mind.
I'd like to ask a question. About a year ago, I got like a picture of an energy field that I would say would be something like a donut with the energy circulating around. So it would seem like that the one side would be like an expanding universe, and the other side could be seen as like a black hole. Could that be a model for an atom?
In one aspect only, you are perceiving basically what we term the barrier aspect, that bridge between the physical reality of the atom and what you may term its blueprint in a non-physical sense, or in a, as you say, virtual sense. That is, its potential sense. You will find that what you call your atom is not, as you say, continuous. If you wish, an analogy may be that it switches on and off like a light. So fast, you perceive it as one fluid, continuous, existing thing. Did you follow me so far?
Yes.
When, I'll say, it is in the off position, it still exists conceptually within the imagination matrix, potential matrix, the virtual universe. And the switching mechanism itself, in a way, is what you are perceiving. That flow back and forth, that funnel between the two realities. Now on a larger scale, that is also, in a sense, what occurs within what we term your black holes, since they are also, when they reach, as we call it, the fulcrum point, as you term the singularity, they also will occupy, no matter how originally massive the body, they will occupy atomic scales. Do you follow me?
Yes.
You may also use that visualization to open your own gateway there within your brain. You may use it as a valve. You may think of it as a valve.
Which way would the flow go? Down and through.
Really, there is no meaning to that. It all occurs within your consciousness. Really, it is, in very many ways, creation at its rawest, at its most primal level. And so it does not come from anywhere. It is a conception. It is a creation. It is a beingness.
I don't understand
It
that.
is really deep, in a sense physically deep within you. Really the seat of the original idea behind what you have come to term in your society as the third eye. Will that make it clearer for you?
No, actually, I would have thought it corresponds with the crown chakra.
It does. It corresponds to every system you exhibit.
Okay.
It is your seat of understanding, especially understanding yourself. It is your seed opening.
So there would be like just a system out there rather than one overall pattern of that.
I will tell you what that opening used to be called a long, long time ago. Maybe that will symbolically more clearly represent what I am saying. It used to be termed God's pupil.
Okay.
Do you understand?
I think I do.
As in the pupil of the eye.
Yeah.
It is your direct link to mass awareness. It is your direct link to God. That is, it is your direct link to you. All of you.
Okay. I like to check with you. I have this idea that seems somewhat silly, just silly.
They are the best.
Okay.
Sometimes. You
Because
would be amazed at how many silly ideas are responsible for the advancement technologically of your world and ours.
because in one of the Lazar cases, in describing the hologram, whereas from the outside it was more transparent, but from within it was solid. Are our eyes still like organisms from which we look into the hologram?
Which eye? Very good. In a sense, yes. Therefore, you know what the other eye is for. Wait, I don't know.
What's the other one?
You mean the third eye is with the reverse perspective? Thank you. Three eyes. What everyone knows you need to perceive. Triangulation. And you know how, as you say, the Orions love threes. And that if there are no more questions,
I have one question now. I really have to. There's a system and a program of mind event groups that are taking place all over the globe right now. They're calling themselves the global brain, and their mind linking to the constellations where they think.
yes, there are accepted ideas of meditation within the concept of physical medicine, which you share with your past reality. All of your questions lead to mass consciousness. Go ahead.
Okay, I know this is going to lead right into it anyway, but what I am in search of at this moment
is when, an approximation time, when on a mass awareness are people going to have the opportunity to visually see more of, we can't call them unidentified flying objects because we know where they all come from, the hang field. But when are we going to start having a conscious awareness of our masses so that we can elevate the common pattern of this planet due to our own consciousness?
All right, now realize that quite a few, quite a high percentage of the population of your planet, in some way, shape, or form, as you say, believe we exist. That in and of itself, that idea will allow for further physical contact, which is ongoing even as we speak on your world. There are still, though as we have said, there is a time, there are still time schedules. Now, as it stands, your world physically at this moment has chosen to recognize physically the existence of civilizations off your planet on or around your year 92 to 94.
Yes, I've been around so many years. I wonder when it's going to get to the scale they put people in jail because they know technological information for it and continually hide it from the mass, some kind of control. I get a little tired of that.
And it all has a reason.
Yeah, well, that's true. You know, are you aware of, let's say, the planetary existence that I am from, my ancestors, basically? Who holds my genetic code?
If you will rephrase that so that it will not make a difference to you.
To rephrase it,
Realize there are times when some of you become impatient with our answers or lack of them. And there are times when we have either answered or have not. Since you have allowed yourself to see to a degree to your own core and origin, I will at this time extend to you a key in which you may receive the answer directly, physically, audibly from us. But that key entails that the answer will have not the effect you perceive that it must at the time when people upon your planet are made aware of our physicalness. At this moment, you are allowing yourself to identify with a concept your people might consider, no offense, belief. First of all, the people of this planet are quite equal to the people of any other. If the search for your own origin allows you to be of service to yourself and the people of your world. You will have your answer from us directly.
It is under a contribution level that I even attempt to ask this question due to my creative expression. It's not that I find a difference in people from other worlds, because to my knowledge, the human state of existence is throughout the universe to a degree. And therefore, the equality, the simple basis of equality of humanity. I just want to know for my own personal benefit.
Do you think that if that knowledge had something to do with your creative service, that it would be kept from you?
At this time, yes.
Alright? That is the concept you must change.
Accepted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, we do love you.
Thank you.
Oh. Now, quite really, you have learned quite a bit about mass consciousness this evening already. You may begin, if you wish, to allow yourselves now to feel the idea of one awareness. In very many ways, you have been familiar with four ideas or separations of consciousness: conscious, unconscious, subconscious, and hyperconscious. Even though hyperconsciousness is basically the idea of total integration, it does not necessarily allow that it will be perceived in that manner. You may now explore the fifth consciousness, that of mass consciousness, on a conscious level. The easiest way on a conscious level to achieve this is to allow yourself to feel the idea of mass consciousness, mass awareness, the identification of your collective personality with other collective personalities. Now here is an idea. Realize that each and every one of you possesses, in a way, the same pieces, the same parts to your personality. And in very many ways, they all perform the same functions, each part to each other's part. And yet, collectively, they create individuals which are quite different from each other. Now, each of your parts forming your whole personality as you know it, that is one form of mass consciousness. You may think of it as mass consciousness on an atomic level, if you wish. Do you follow?
Yes.
All right. Now, each of you atoms combined in groups. Here, right now, we have quite really a molecule of consciousness. The various atoms combining to form one idea. Right here and right now. A molecule's reality within this space. All right. Certain types of energy act as catalysts to combine groups of molecules into the higher compounds. Certain types of energy that you are receiving upon your planet now are just for that purpose. If you accept them, the reaction, the interaction will be able to occur. The catalyst will, in a sense, remain out of the interaction. But it is your awareness of that catalyst which is essential for the action to occur. This is the frequency alteration which is now going on upon your planet. Your sensitivity to that catalyzing energy, which will determine the content of that compound. The higher the degree of awareness, the more refined that final compound, and the more able that final compound will be when it comes to forming interactions with other compounds, that is, other worlds. Ultimately, by the regrouping, in a sense, of all universal compounds, will all be merged back into the one homogeneous primal compound, from which all first separated. Yet again, remember, that exists now. This is an idea, you might say, with time has come. Allow yourselves to feel your connection within the compound, to feel the line of interconnection between all of the atoms within the compound. And again, holographically, realize that you can be any one of the atoms within that compound. You can see from any perspective you so desire. That understanding, that idea, will allow you to identify with all other compound personalities which form the compound alongside you. Allow yourself to experiment with your point of view. At times, you will find it can be silly. Have fun seeing through each other's eyes, not eyes. That is what you are doing, seeing through each other's eyes. As I have said, all of you are simply, once again, all the various ways that God, or all that is, has of looking at itself. Take the liberty to look at yourself from any point of view you so desire, and realize at that moment that that point of view is no less real than the one to which you previously looked. We will continue with some addition, the idea of actively perceiving the mass consciousness. And now I will be bold. And even though each of your realities, and especially your dream reality, is totally up to you, I will be bold and say that each of you here tonight, and some who are not here but who are, will share to a degree and in various ways, as is your understanding, as your allowance, a mass dream reality as your first step towards breathing new air. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me dream. Good night.